up and take my money.
You know the way you make me feel. I don't see what's the deal. You said you wouldn't leave. I said this isn't me. Do you know how you make me feel? Come on, now let's be real. You said you wouldn't leave. Do you know? You know the way you make me feel. I don't see what's the deal. You said you wouldn't leave. I said this isn't me. Do you know how you make me feel? Come on, now let's be real. You said you wouldn't leave. I said this isn't me. you know?
It might be time. It might be. It might actually be time to do this. Let's do this.
Distance nerding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now watching Distance Nerding. I'm Young Phil, and that's my boy Squints. He happens to be muted at the moment. Tried to unmute him, wouldn't let me.
I'm Squints.
There we go. Squints is in the building.
What up? What up?
What up? What up? What's going on, people? It's your boy Young Phil and your boy Squints, the beautiful blind bat. And rock and roll legend that is Squints. Guys, you are now watching Distance Nerding. I lost my script that I don't have a script, but still, either there, guys. You know, we're here to nerd together. I'm ready to have fun, man. Are you ready to have fun?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, because we have our repeat returning champion of a guest. And I mean, I'm gonna bring him on before I even do the ad plugs, because it's Dave and he's been here and we love him. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, and with all of the respect of the great man that he is, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Haworth.
Hey, what a build-up.
What's up, Dave?
What's up, Dave?
I want to introduce my hat on this show today. So
Nice.
this new hat.
Oh, he's rocking the Eye Arcade hat. That's dope.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
Look at that.
very nice. Yeah. Michael was Michael Svabek, if no one knows who he is, producer at IR Arcade, was at Silver Age Comic-Con in Reno, and he gave me a big surprise, which was a hat, a hoodie, and a t-shirt. So
Oh, those are dope.
I know. Nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but we have hats now. So I'm rocking
I
one of my
saw that.
I'm rocking a shirt. So Cam actually called me out in the chat and he was like, holy crap, Phil's wearing both the shirt and a hat. I know. I figured I was gonna like throw everyone off by wearing all of our merch today. Because I don't normally rock our merch the way we do. I mean, I've been wearing the hat because that's easy to wear. It's like I only have, like 2 shirts, and they, I try to save them for when I do shows and events. So it's like that's why I try not to wear it all the time.
I have 50 shirts and only 3 fit.
Nice. There goes Cam shouting out Dave right there. Look at that. Dave!
We missed you in Reno, Cam.
Yeah, we did miss him in Reno. I had something for him. He would have loved it. He didn't get it because he wasn't there.
Well, Silver Age Comic-Con is huge expansion. We're working on a contract now. So,
Oh, nice.
Yes.
So hold on real quick before we jump into this. I got to fix one thing. All right. So all this being said, I'm actually going to move myself down here because that way when I throw a banner up, it blocks my face and not your beautiful faces. But going on from here, I'm gonna shout out our sponsors real quick, and then we'll get into all of the festivities and the fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know already, this stream is powered by, wait a minute, Poddex. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, stream is powered by Poddex. Poddex is a unique interview, question, and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Now, guys, use the code NERDING10 and you get 10% off your first order. So you can see that right there. You go to poddex.com and anything you purchase on the website, if you use the code NERDING10, you get that 10% off. And I mean, that's a pretty good deal. 10% off of Poddex. Poddex is pretty awesome. If you're not a podcaster and you are somebody who is really just looking to kind of enhance your your icebreaker skills, or you want to be the life of the party, Poddex are awesome for that too. So guys, check out Poddex. Now, get a lot of questions on, if Poddex power the stream, what the hell powers Young Phil? Because Young Phil has way too much energy for anybody to handle. And ladies and gentlemen, that thing is W. Let me switch this because it's on 3 different pages and I can't fix that. All right. W is a emerging brand of energy drinks created to help focus, concentration, reaction time with no jitters or crash. W contains no maltodextrin, no sugar, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes, Find out more about W at www.w.gg. Use the code nerding10 and you get 10% off of that. We tried to make the code the same on both websites because it's easier to remember. Now, guys, if you catch us at cons, this is a new thing we've been doing. We started at Silver Age. We're going to be doing it over here at Meadowlark that we're going to talk about here in a moment. But if you catch us at our booth, we will have free samples of W there. So come by the disconcerting booth and we will give you free samples of W because it is deliciousness. And it is not like drinking some of those other brands out there that'll give you the shakes and the jitters. So that being said, let's drop back down here. And Dave, what do you think of our new graphics and all the new stuff we've been putting in?
I think it all looks really great. I haven't seen a podcast that really had a lot of bells and whistles, so I think it's a welcome addition for sure.
Yeah, I downloaded a GIF and page maker, and I've been going crazy since I've gotten it. So I've been making all kinds of stuff that fits our page and looks good and everything like that. Like, you know, let's do all the branding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how, I don't know if you noticed, we kind of stepped up our game with the promotions for for each of the episodes, and like we have like a lot of graphics and stuff for it now. So a lot of that's what that's like from and stuff like that is we're trying to make that a thing, you know, and all that. Now, guys, my flavors tonight are the ones that I've been doing like pretty much every episode because it is now my favorite combination of flavors. I am doing the Dragonade and the Passion Joy tea, and essentially making a passion fruit dragon fruit Arnold Palmer, and it is the best. I'm bringing back the fizzy water today.
So how many flavors does Dubby have?
Dubby has 5 different flavors. So of course I just mentioned the Dragonade, which is a dragon fruit strawberry pink lemonade. Passion Joy tea, which is a passion fruit iced tea. They also have Dub Sludge, which is a Granny Smith apple and secret sauce, which as I say every episode, I'm pretty sure it's cherry. The other 2 flavors are Galaxy Grenade, which is a watermelon guava lime, and I at first didn't think that was going to be that good. That's easily another one of my favorite flavors. It tastes the way I've described it is Skittles having orgasms in your mouth. It is great. And then the last one is another one of their new flavors, and it's called Beach and Peach. And it is a white peach mango cooler, and it is also really good.
Well, that's a loaded statement there.
The Skittles thing?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. Definitely a loaded statement. But what I mean by that, you know, is that it is like a really good fruit combination that I did not expect to like.
Right.
Like watermelon is usually something that I'm iffy about when it comes to like watermelon flavored stuff.
Yeah, it's usually
guava and the the guava and the lime actually give it a lot of variation in the flavor, and it tastes really good.
But to have that orgasm in your mouth, I mean, you really need to be fully loaded, right? I mean, with Dubby, right?
You exactly. Make sure you have a bunch of W in your system there, because exactly. So all that being said, Dave, how you been, man?
Been good. You know, took me a couple of days to recover, you know, from Silver Age, but it was the most relaxing show I ever had. I have to tell you, nice. Because we were able to set up like for 8 hours the day before, so it gave vendors, you know, ample time just to set up and kind of relax and, you know, do a lot of things that we're not able to do at other events. And then after that, I was able, you know, to have a little bit of fun, go to sleep, wake up the next morning. I ended up getting 5 hours, believe it or not. I usually about 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's a lot of sleep for you, man.
Yeah, I know. So I was a little bit more awake, and after in the beginning it was a little rough, as you know, but because of the venue, but we took care of that, and the show was amazing. It was more than we thought. It really was. It was huge for us.
Yeah, that show was big, man. I wasn't expecting that kind of turnout, and it was a huge turnout. It was packed.
Yeah, Reno. People in Reno made the statement: Silver Age is there to stay. You know what I mean? And they really want a convention that has everything. You know, toys, comic books, actors, and Peter, who was there, the voice of Goku. Boy, he had a line. I mean, we had to fight people off with a stick to get him off him when he had to leave. You know,
Yeah.
and no, everything was amazing, and you know, we're expanding it, but you know, but it was nice because after the event, I was able to go to the rum bar up in Silver Legacy and have about 4 rum and cokes and
Nice.
go
Nice.
relax. The problem is those rum and cokes, they go down like candy.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
like 3 in the morning, I wasn't feeling so hot.
Unfortunately, we had to take off that night just because family things and all that. But we've actually planned ahead of time for Meadowlark, so we know we're staying the night. We've already got everything kind of planned out on that. So I mean, wherever you're going on Saturday night, man, we are more than willing to meet up with you.
Right. Let me say this about Meadowlark Comic-Con. It's a short little story. Luis Rivera, our artist who does all the Team Colossus comic books and works with me on Commando Cody. In fact, go to commandocodymonthly.com and read all the latest installments. And, you know, he wanted to come to Meadowlark. So we said, sure, of course, obviously, open door. You're our artist. So he doesn't drive and there's no flights. You can't fly from the Bay Area to Medford. There's no flight. So you have to take a train or drive. So we decided to get him a train. So I went to Amtrak. It says, you know, a 6-hour train ride. No problem. The next day I go on to get the ticket and it changed from a 6-hour to 16 hours.
No way.
Jeez.
Yeah. They added a bunch of stations and a bunch of other stuff and some layovers. And I'm like, now I got to tell them, you know, we're going to have trouble. But hey, if there's anyone in the Oakland area who wants to ride with Luis Rivera, if you can pick him up. And if you're going to Meadowlark, so if you live in Oakland, you're going to Meadowlark, contact Luis Rivera.
Well, actually, man, have him hit us up. I mean, even though we're in Sacramento, have him hit us up because we might be able to, maybe we can work something out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I lived in San Jose, California, we were doing Meadowlark and we would drive up and do, what is it, the 5, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it would, yeah, you know, to go from 5 to Oakland and back to 5 is too much, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, because we're driving up. So I mean, like if he, because does he drive? He doesn't drive, does he?
No, believe it or not, inside secret about artists, most of them do not drive. It's very.
I've noticed that about a lot of artists that they don't drive.
Yeah, and I'm not sure the reasoning. So,
I mean, like when you live in Oakland and San Francisco, that I get because you don't really need a car in those cities. But like,
Yeah.
generally, you know.
Yeah, you couldn't get me off out of a car when I hit 12. I mean, it was the first time I ever drove a vehicle, and since then, you can never get me out of a vehicle. I just love driving. So, you know, when we drive to these shows, you know, I love it with all our gear and everything. And you know, I haven't been to the Oregon, trip since last year, so I'm looking forward to going through all the beautiful Oregon scenery. You know, and it's just gorgeous out there. And, you know, Oregon's a beautiful place.
Yeah, because it's a 4.5 hour drive for us. And we're going to be driving out there.
Lucky.
I'm
looking at 9.5.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I love it.
So it's not that bad. I mean, that's a shorter trip than it is to go to LA, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And me and James have gone to LA multiple times. So, I mean,
oh, yeah, I would do LA like on a Friday after work, you know, or whatever. And you drive down to LA and then, you know, you spend all day Saturday in LA, then you drive home on Sunday. I've done that so many times.
Right.
You know,
it's like an 8 hour drive to get to LA. So, for 4.5 hour drive is not that bad. That's almost what we drove to when we drove out to
Gem State Comic-Con.
Gem State, yeah,
right. And yeah, no, it's Sacramento's a good central location. especially for all our events, because it's like Sacramento's kind of like right there in the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, but I did today. I had to buy. I bought myself 11 Hercules TV show Funko Pops.
Oh, for
Amazon. I think I bought them all for the California Republic Comic-Con for Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin. Yeah.
Right.
I'm hoping he'll sign them all. We'll see.
Right.
So,
Well, that's exciting, man. I'm ready for Meadowlark, man. I've never been to Oregon. My mom went to Oregon. She said it was beautiful and fun. Everybody I've talked to said it's been great. So I mean,
Oh, yeah, Oregon's
I'm excited to go to Oregon.
right. No, it's beautiful out there. You know, and it's, yeah, I hope you really really looked at some of the questions you're going to be asking for those panels, because these actors, Catherine Corcoran and Brian A. Prince, they really don't do conventions. So I'm hoping you can stump them with some good questioning.
You know, we always try to do that. We try to one thing that we try to do when it comes to the way that we do our interviews is we do go and study the other interviews that they've done, so that way we can kind of like change it and say, oh, what's something that we can ask them that they've never been asked before.
Right. Have you seen any of the films? Have you seen anything from Catherine Corcoran yet?
Not from Catherine. I need to watch some stuff. I've got lists of some of her movies, and I kind of want to watch some of them just so I have a little bit of a one up.
Yeah, we're doing something different for Meadowlark this year, because Brian and Catherine, they've pretty much basically done rated R movies.
Right.
And, you know, we have a movie theater room, and we always show films related to the guests that are there.
Right.
So what we're doing this year is we're showing Predator, 2018 with Brian, and we're showing Rock and Roll, something High School Zombies or something.
Right.
With Catherine. I forget the name of the title, so I hope she forgives me. But we're going to be showing those. So we're going to have someone standing at the door to make sure no one under 17 goes in.
Right.
Because unless they have a parent. So we have to be very careful with those those parental guidance ratings.
Right.
But I think it'll be fine. It'll be great. And for people who may not have seen those movies, they may, watch them and then go, hey, I'm going to go pick up an autograph. And because, once we have the main actors, they never come back. They will never come back to Meadowlark. So we always tell people that if you like an actor, you got to come and see them, because they will never be returning. And Meadowlark Comic-Con is the only convention in Southern Oregon. So there's no conventions there. That's it. We are it. And
right. It's Meadowlark and then Anna Medford, right?
Anna Medford. Yeah, that's the anime convention, which is, wow, we got a smoking hot lineup. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm excited because I still don't know who's on that lineup yet, because you haven't posted anything yet. So I'm kind of excited for that.
Oh, really? I think we posted Jessie Flowers. She'll be there.
That one I remember I saw. I think I saw that.
She's loads of fun, as you know.
Yeah. Yep. She's a great time. I love Jessie.
Right. And then we have Olivia Hack, who is also an Avatar.
Oh, nice. I've wanted to meet her, so I mean it's going to be great to see.
Yeah, she has also done some voice acting in a couple of Star Wars animated series, and she was also in the Brady Bunch movie.
Right.
Yeah, and then
she was the second version of who was the youngest one?
Yeah, I forget her name.
Yeah, she's the youngest Brady.
Yeah. Cindy.
She's she's the she was the version of Cindy from the 90s movie.
Right. And it's so weird because I'm watching the Brady Bunch movie, and I don't know, I wasn't a kid when I watched that movie. I don't know when it came out, but I thought I was an adult, and it's like she can't be that much younger than me.
Yeah.
Right.
But and then we have Nazia Chowdhury. If you haven't heard from her, she's done loads of anime. Like Attack on Titan and other anime. And this is her very, very first convention. So
Nice.
so it's exclusive. So if you like Attack on Titan and anime, you're gonna definitely want to come out and see her. So yeah, we're
I'm
gonna be
excited.
fully loaded.
Attack on Titan's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're changing things up a little bit different this year. There is, I don't know if you ever noticed it. I'm not sure. Was Distance Learning there last year? I don't remember, but
Meadowlark?
yeah, we had the panel room indoors. This year, we're putting it outdoors, adjacent to a building, and it has this giant cover over it. So it's like you're indoors, except there's no walls on the sides. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
So it'll be nice and cool out there, and if you want fresh air, the panel room, the panel area will be the best way to go.
Nice. Yeah, no, the other thing too, to kind of add on to the setup that you have, I bought a second PA that I can use as a right channel. So we'll have yours as a left channel and ours as a right channel. So that way we get better audio for everybody.
Right.
Like I'm always trying to improve everything that we do. So that way, makes everything look better and sound better. So I just got that. So that's gonna help out for that show too.
Right. Yeah. Don't get too much equipment, or you're gonna end up like me.
Have too much equipment to bring around.
I'm on a borderline of getting a trailer. After this convention season, I'm putting racks on the top of the truck of the cab, and then I'm putting more racks on top of the truck where the bed is, where we have that bed cover.
Mhm.
Right.
So the whole top of the truck is going to be nothing but racks.
Shoot, we might actually have to get a trailer with the stuff that we're getting pretty soon.
Yeah, no, it just adds up, and then
Yeah.
I want to get a grill protector, like one of those really nice ones, because we're traveling through the mountains every time we go to an event,
Right.
Yeah.
and you never know what you're going to hit. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
it's kind of like, I feel like Mad Max sometimes, driving
Right.
to a convention. It's like,
I've actually hit a deer, so
oh, really?
yeah, in up in the mountains in Denver.
Oh,
or
wow.
outside of Denver. It jumped a barrier, and I did not see it coming at all.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you a story. It's kind of crazy. My son and I, we're driving on Pacheco Pass between Gilroy and Los Banos.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like 2 a.m. or something. And I'm doing like 100 miles an hour on Pacheco Pass. I'm, like doing all this, like NASCAR. I know I shouldn't be doing that. It's kind of crazy to do on that pass. But I look out my window and I see a head of a buck.
Oh no!
Like
Oh,
right
jeez.
there. Like if he breathed, the steam would hit my window. I mean, he was that close.
Wow.
And we passed it, and we realized that the deer was just standing in the road in the fast lane, and I was driving in the slow lane doing about 100 miles an hour because there's no one else on the road.
Oh my
And
gosh.
we passed him, and he probably didn't even realize a car passed him. And we were like inches away from, if we would have hit him, it would have been total disaster, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
It just would have wrecked your truck, man.
Yeah, it would have been, well, yeah. And so we were lucky, but man, you just turn to the side and you see this big buck head. You're like, what? It was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
But I don't do 100 miles on Pacheco Pass anymore. I do.
I would hope you don't anymore.
Right after that, yeah.
Yeah, no more living dangerously.
I too like to live dangerously.
I wish they'd come back with another Austin Powers. I have to tell you,
They've been talking about it.
Yeah.
they've got to do it. I mean,
The issue is just like a lot of people say that Mike Myers is really hard to work with.
right?
Mhm.
So that's kind of been the thing lately. Is the only reason they haven't worked on it is because so many people don't want to be a part of the project because of Mike Myers. Just kind of the rumor being that he's a diva. So
Well, so is Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
But I saw a video today of Tom Hanks and his wife, they were walking to their limousine or what have you.
Mhm.
And there was an entourage following them, taking photos and all this. And one of the paparazzi accidentally bumped into his wife and she almost fell on the ground.
Oh,
And Tom Hanks turns around and starts all kinds of profanities and why don't you get away from us, blah, 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 blah. And it's the first time I've ever seen that guy angry at anything.
yeah, because he's known for being like super upbeat,
nice.
happy all the time, and just being nice to everybody. So that's it's kind of I don't know if I'm sad because I mean when people are in your face like that, I can understand if you get frustrated after a while.
Mhm.
Especially like Tom Hanks, he probably has people in his face all the time. But I mean, it's kind of like it is a little upsetting to hear that.
But can you
Again,
imagine?
I understand.
Wherever you go, there's people just taking photos of you constantly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
that's just crazy. I saw a video of Tobey Maguire with some girl in a car, and he had so much paparazzi in front of his car he couldn't even leave the garage.
Wow.
You know, I know,
Yeah.
and it's at night and the
Yeah, and
lights are flashing.
just the amount of paparazzi like infiltration into their lives, like, I mean, I got to give it to them a little bit because at some point you got to go, okay, let them live their life. Like,
Yeah, seriously.
Right. They're just, they're just like anyone else, except their job is to pretend to be someone else and make lots of money.
Right.
But they
Become
all,
another person.
yeah, everything they do is the same. There's no different from you or I,
Right.
But there are some people who just take it over the top, and the paparazzi wants to get photos so they can try to sell them. I don't know who's buying these photos.
right.
I mean, it's usually the tabloids that are buying those
Yeah.
photos.
It's usually like National Enquirer and all that.
Yeah.
All the
Right. Yeah,
smut
I don't know.
rags.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that like a lot of times these celebrities want to live a normal life, they just can't because they're in the spotlight.
Yeah.
I mean, meeting the few that I have met that we've met through you, Dave, through the con. I mean, they're normal people. They're like almost everybody that we've met. They're all normal people. They don't. At least the ones that we've met, they haven't like acted like they're better than anybody or anything like that. They seem like they're just as down to earth as any other person.
Right. Well, we've been pretty lucky. We try to pick actors that are extroverts who want to be there to meet their fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we haven't had too many divas. I mean, we've had our problems,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll write a book eventually about it all. But but it's we've been pretty fortunate actually.
Right.
And and it's been good, and they've all been good to the fans that come out and see them. And those actors that come to our shows, they realize what side of their bread is buttered on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They know if it wasn't for the fans,
They wouldn't be there.
they wouldn't be there. Hey, Luis Rivera is here. We were just talking about you, Luis.
We were just talking about you, man. That's awesome.
Hey,
Oh, you missed it. We won't mention what we were talking about though. I'll email you.
No, you know what? You know what I've noticed is a lot of the guests that you have on the show or at the cons.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you, for example, Andy McAfee.
Yes.
She said she suffers from heavy imposter syndrome. Like she doesn't feel like anybody should be looking at her in any way where where anybody gives her any attention. But it's like, yeah, but I mean, your characters are a big part of our childhood.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Oh, his pop just fell.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Jackie was just saying. So Jackie's here, just not on the chat
Hey,
yet.
hey, Phil, you killed James.
Oh, did James fall off? James is gone. Let's hope it summons him and he ends up in the chat here.
In the chat, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
No,
she wanted to give you a piece of toast or something.
I know, right? No, Jackie was just saying that Tim Donaldson's the same way. He has like hardcore imposter syndrome because he almost like when like we've done 2 cons with him, and I've done like other things with him too, but like 2 cons with him where there are lines of people to get his autograph and come and see him. You know, and he's just like, as a 5-year-old, I played a Jawa, like, you know, and it's like for people to like walk up to me and say, oh, you know, I want your autograph. He's like, I don't feel like I deserve to give anybody an autograph.
Right. Well, I have to tell you that, you know, Andy, Sarah from The Land Before Time was my favorite character.
That's everybody's favorite character for the most part.
And
it was her and Ducky. Those were like my 2 favorite characters.
Yeah.
And I was like slobbering over her the whole show and doing nothing but I was total fanboying. I've never fanboyed over anybody, but her I did. And I guess I did a pretty good job being a fanboy because before she left Reno, she's all, I'm coming to Boise.
Nice.
So that's an exclusive for Cam.
Yeah, that's actually a big deal because she said she doesn't do cons. So I mean, like,
so
the fact that, like, she said it at the panel that she, you know, she doesn't do cons. She doesn't normally like going to cons, and she was enjoying herself. So it's kind of like it's a big deal that she's coming to Boise.
Yeah, and the next day she signed the contract, and she's ready. So that's going to be great.
Andy did one, like, I almost cried when I saw something that she did because you know, after we did the interview, I was like, oh, I have to go and give her our card so we can invite her on the show. And at the moment she was, you know, like she was really cool and she gave me her card and everything like that. But immediately after that, this little girl walks up and she was obviously, you know, she's probably like 4 or 5. She was real young, right? And she walks up and immediately sees the pictures of Sarah, right? And she starts to, like, you know, pushing at her mom. Is like, mommy, look, you know, she sees the pictures. And then Andy starts talking to her in Sarah's voice.
Oh, wow.
Right. And she's like, oh, do you like Sarah? And like doing the voice. And the girl just like, she like, it almost like she
eyes
just
like lit up.
Like her eyes lit up, but she looked like she was about to start crying because she was like, oh my God, Sarah's here.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that is awesome. Like, you know, like to witness that and see her kind of do that. I was like, that is awesome. That's a really cool thing.
Right. And, you know, the thing about, you know, attendees when they go to a convention is, you know, you'll get some who are going there just for the actors or certain actors, some that are going just to look for comic books, maybe some who are just, you know, going to play some arcade or something.
Right.
And then you have people who just see an event and they just want to go out and have a good time and they don't do any, you know, investigating on what's there. They just want to go out and have a good time. Right. So they come and then they see someone like Andy and they're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's kind of cool when that happens.
Yeah. I thought that was a really cool thing that she did that, but at the same time, just, you know, Andy was having a good time too. And you know, I just thought that was a cool thing.
Right. Absolutely.
You know, same thing with the amount of fun that that Peter was having.
Oh my gosh, man, he hit a home run that day, didn't he?
Oh, he did, man, because not only just the panel, he had a whole bunch of fun, but like, you know, like I was not expecting him to have all the fun that he had. When the doors open, you know, I go back to because I was setting everything up. I go back to the room, and all of a sudden I hear Rolf, right? He's like talking to somebody as Rolf, and I was like, seriously, dude, you're already doing the voice? And he looked over at me and just starts laughing. I was like, already, man?
You know, he was kind of a coup because I brought him on because I like him for Man in the High Castle, and, you know, some of his other stuff, his meaty, dramatic stuff. And then he signed, and then I didn't realize. Then someone told me, do you know he did the voice of Goku, and he did this and this? And I was like, wow, I didn't realize it. And I was like,
he has played some of the most iconic characters in animation, man. So it's like, he's a big deal.
Right.
Don't worry.
Oh, I didn't even realize Jackie was in the chat. Hey, everybody, welcome Jackie to the chat. I hit the wrong button.
You can almost count on he hits the wrong button every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was having such a ball, man. Like, he had such a good time. And same thing.
Yeah.
Was this at Boise?
No, this was at Reno.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we sent him a contract for Boise. We're just waiting for him to sign.
Yeah.
Is there another Boise this year or?
No, it's
No,
for next year.
Oh,
Next
okay.
year.
Yeah.
He actually would be good for Anna Medford if you can get him to go to that one. He's probably booked though.
Well, he doesn't do a lot of shows, but acting wise, he might be booked. You know,
Right.
I mean, originally we had Eric Roberts set for Meadowlark, and then he said he couldn't do it because he's going to be in England for Doctor Who, and he's been doing a lot of Doctor Who audio shows for Big Finish Productions. If you haven't heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, because he's reprising the role he did for Doctor Who, which was the Master,
Right.
during the 8th Doctor, and so we weren't able to get him. But every year we're going to try to get him, you know, to come back. He just has to wait for his schedule to be cleared, which is hard for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric Roberts was one that I was actually really excited for because you know, I know him for a couple other things, but I mean, he was also in Batman, and that was a big deal for me.
Right. Well, he's a AAA actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he's Oscar nominated. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I mean, the guy's acting skills is unbelievable. You know, I mean, anyone nominated for an Oscar in my book is good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So final bag, Phil?
Final bag. And I might have something else that I can build after this too. So
We
something
have
small.
so many things that you can build.
Well, I mean something small, so I don't have like a huge
Why?
build.
We have like a whole hour and a half. Just start the next thing.
I'm actually thinking of doing the Iron Man.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Break it down.
Yeah.
You'll be safer if you listen to her.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, she's the boss. She 100% is boss around here.
No, he has a Lego budget now, so now I could care less. As long as he stays in his budget and he pays his Legos off by the time he builds them, I can't complain.
My problem is I don't have a budget, and yeah, my playing card addiction right now is just over the top.
Playing card addiction. What do you mean by that?
You know, like playing cards. You know, like
You collect them?
mhm, yeah, like casino cards and things like that.
We have a very special member of the Distance Nerding board who also collects playing cards. Who, when we go places, and we actually get him playing cards all the time, so we will have to keep you in mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start getting you playing cards too.
The most interesting find that we found for him was vintage 1970 TWA like airplane cards that they handed out on planes in the
Right.
1970s.
Oh wow.
Right. Yeah.
Luckily,
Philippe's cousin's father used to be a pilot for TWA in the 1970s, and so they were doing like an estate thing, and they had a ton of them. She probably still even has most of them.
Yeah.
We'll see if she does.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but above me I have a whole row of cards, and it basically goes around the entire room of just playing cards.
What's your like favorite card that you have?
Set.
My favorite card would probably be playing cards called Drifters, produced by Dan and Dave. And those ones are in my display case. Those are ones I don't touch. I don't open. They're just like pristine condition because they only make like 1,000 of them, and that's it. So a lot of cards now, it's like limited editions. Like I bought Theory 11 had an exclusive Billionaire Boys Club playing
I
cards.
saw those.
Oh yeah.
And I ended up buying 3 of those, and they're already up to $50 on eBay.
Wow.
I know, and they were like $9.95 or something when I bought. No, they weren't that low. I think they were about close
Probably
to
14.
Yeah, something like that. But they were only 1,000 made. So, you know, I'm always looking for stuff like that, or playing cards on Kickstarter. You know, like if you look up successor playing cards on Kickstarter and check those cards out, I literally spent $110 on those playing cards, and
Wow.
I just can't wait to get them because they're so beautiful. So yeah, I'm deep into it.
What got you into playing cards? This is interesting. I've
Yeah.
never heard of two people having this this collection before?
Well, for me, what happened was when I was a kid, every year I'd go to England because I have family there. So every summer I'd spend it in England. And it was 1980. They have these, the books where you can buy stuff on the planes. And I told my dad I wanted some playing cards because back in those days, you can play playing cards or you can watch the one movie that they have there. That's all you had. There was nothing else, no entertainment. So I said, at least I can have these playing cards and I can play them for 11 and a half hours till we get to Heathrow Airport. And I still have that playing deck from Pan Am Airlines.
Wow.
From when I was 8 years old. And I started from there and I collected for a while. Then I stopped. And then what I started doing in my 20s is every time I'd travel somewhere, I would pick up a deck of cards. Like if I went to New York, I'd pick up some New York cards or something. Or if I went to Europe or Germany, I'd pick up some German cards, stuff like that. And then I was doing that for a while. And then I said, well, I have too many playing cards. I'm going to start doing magnets now when I travel. And then about 2 months ago, I opened up a giant box of playing cards, started looking at them. And I said, this is basically my life in playing cards. So I said, this is, this kind of describes where I've been and what I've done in playing cards. So I said, I'm going to start collecting again. 2 months later and $800 later, I have 2 display cases. I have like 60 decks of cards that just in the last couple of months, and I've just gone nuts on it. But I've come to the realization that there's so many genre of cards. There's so much artwork and intricacies in a lot of these playing cards. And, they got Star Wars playing cards, James Bond, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we have Star Wars playing cards. I've got Destiny playing cards.
We got some Johnny Cash ones in the living room.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of playing cards. Like we've got like a little mini collection of playing cards now, but it's mainly because a lot of times Aaron will get some for us when he gets a pair for himself.
Right, and for me, I started to realize my favorite cards were the Western cards. That have cowboys on it and things like this. Western style cards. Because, what goes with Westerns is playing cards, right?
Yeah.
Every show, every movie, there's at least one scene where they have playing cards.
Gambling, yeah.
So I'm trying hard to only collect the Western playing cards. But when you walk into my arcade room, everything in the room is playable. So you have playing cards, video games, so that's why I have the playing cards in the arcade. Because those are games too, just a different type of game.
Right.
They're not video games, but they're playing cards. But you can play playing cards, which are video games. Oh
yeah, I've seen those.
But I'll tell you, if you buy, if you go to Walgreens, just buy some Star Wars Theory 11 cards, the red and blue, and you open them up, you're gonna love them, and then you realize they got exclusive decks in different colors. Then you want the whole set of those decks, right? Next thing you know, you're collecting Dune cards and other things. Next thing you know, you're collecting playing cards, and you're addicted like me. So
it's funny because I've been backseat laughing the entire time you've been talking about this because at the not this last show. I think it was at Powerhouse. Marina made a joke about how she needed to find you to make sure you weren't buying more stuff for your collections.
Yeah. Well,
and I thought that was funny, but then now that you mentioned your playing card addiction, that joke is 10 times funnier to me now.
Yeah, but you know what? I also buy Nintendo cartridges, Famicom cartridges. I collect a variety of things. You know what I mean? I buy games for my arcade. So I got my hands in a bunch of different stuff, which makes it kind of pricey. But I'll do one thing for a while, stop it, go to another. You know what I mean? I'm just not stuck. I'm not stuck into one hobby. But if some guy came up to me and he sells playing cards and he said to me, "Hey, I want a table at one of your shows," I'd give him a table for free if he wanted to do trade because because I just love playing cards, and I do the same thing for comic books too. But Cam says in the comments that he wants to do a post of his playing cards, and I want to see his playing cards. Maybe I'll buy some off him if he's selling them. But I'm bad. I go into antique stores and spend 3 hours trolling for playing cards. I'm horrible.
I actually had a friend of mine that is a artist out in, or was for a while. He's in Michigan now, but he was in Seattle. That did a Kickstarter, and he did to build his own playing card deck.
Nice.
And actually like did art for each individual card.
Right.
And I mean, the cards looked amazing. He ended up being one of the highest grossing Kickstarters ever. It surpassed like 1.7 million.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's Successor playing cards by Gentleman's Wake.
Mhm.
I got into that Kickstarter. Literally within the first 3 minutes, he collected 200 grand worth of Kickstarter pledges. I'm like, 3 minutes, you have 200 grand for your cards. It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, I've never seen anything that quickly get funded. And, you know, like he was saying, 1 million, that probably got funded in seconds. I would love to see those cards.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find them, and I'll post it in the.
That's wild.
Yeah, definitely is.
I would love to do something like that, but you know what? Doing a Kickstarter takes a lot of work.
Oh, it's a ton of work. I talked
I
to
don't
him
want to
about
do
it,
the
and I was
work.
like, yeah.
You know, I'm happy in my hobbit hole, and I come out 6 times a year. That's all I'm good for.
Happy in my hobbit hole.
I'm turning into Bilbo Baggins. You know, when you're in your 20s, you're like Frodo, and then when you get older, you're like Bilbo. You know, you just want to sit at home and eat cakes and read books.
Yes.
And have tea.
And Jackie agrees. She's like, absolutely yes.
I prefer to do that now.
Right. With a nice fire and, you know, just chill.
Yeah, my niece texted me Friday night. She's like, I'm going out to the bar if you guys want to come with me. I was like, I'm going home making shrimp tacos and going to bed.
That sounds like a deal right there. Yeah. That's better than going to a bar.
The bar she goes to is it's got some pretty good live music that I do like to listen. I just go and like listen to live music. I would have went if it wasn't like 100 degrees. And I
like to go in the hole in the corner dive bars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what this place is.
And you just talk to the old man at the end of the bar and just listen to his stories all night. You know,
I am the old man at the end of the bar.
She just goes and she's like, let me tell you a story.
Yep. Be like, one time I went and visited my dad and he fed me some stew. And I was, oh, this is really good stew, Dad. And he goes, yeah, well, I was on my way to church one day and I found this deer on the side of the road. I knew it was fresh because I had came from church in the morning and it wasn't there. And so I knew it was fresh. So I pulled over and I cut the back strap out of it and I made this stew. Wow. Oh, okay. Thanks, Dad. You're feeding me roadkill stew. Okay.
A lot of talk about roadkill on this episode.
Right.
Didn't catch it.
Oh God.
That's funny.
So
so everyone who's listening to this podcast has to come out to Meadowlark.
Absolutely does. I agree with that. If you are watching the show, find your way out to Grants Pass. And
Wait. But my drive's even worse than Lewis's train ride.
Do it.
Is it?
No choice.
Yeah, it's a 20-hour drive.
You're going to be there?
Colorado, dude.
No, I can't. I can't take the time off.
Well, you're in Colorado, right?
Yeah, it's a 20-hour drive.
Yeah, that's crazy. But hey, if you love to drive, you know, for a 20-hour drive, I would like stay at a hotel in the middle of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you can't do it full run. You can't do it nonstop. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've done those full runs.
Wow.
From LA to Denver.
I have never driven further than Southern California.
Wow.
Oh no, I never mind. I did drive to Vegas. I didn't drive, but I drove with my friend and her dad to Vegas one time. So I guess we drove. Yeah, so a little bit. That's the furthest I've ever driven is to Las Vegas. I'm very much a plane person. I don't have kids. I'll just pay for a plane ticket.
Yeah, that is better.
It's hard when you tour and you've got drums.
Yeah.
That's true. Right. Well, you can have roadies drive it for you, and then you can fly out.
Yeah, I didn't make that much at that point.
He was like, yeah, no, I was a poor musician.
I was the roadie.
So yeah, people have to come out because it's only $10, and it's the only one of our shows that are still $10. So we kept it that way because of inflation. It's just off the hook. So I think anyone could afford $10.
And you can get the Forever Pass.
I know, right? I think it's going up in price too. I think in a month or so, a couple of months.
Guys, now's your chance to get the Forever Pass.
Actually, right after Distance Nerding, we had 3 people buy them the last time.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and one of them was at Silver Age Comic-Con.
Nice.
He was the Squirtle cosplayer.
Oh yeah, no, I saw him. He actually came by and said hi to us.
Wait.
Oh, nice.
Do we have Forever Passes and I don't know about this?
There are Forever Passes.
Nice.
How much do they cost right now, Dave?
I'm not sure. It's a Marina question. I think it's like $49.99.
Right,
Oh, that's not bad.
but then basically you get entrance into Colossus Girl Cons for the remainder of your life.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, there's a podcast, a history podcast I listen to, and their yearly membership is $50. So I don't pay it, but I just enjoy their free crap. Yeah, I'm super into history. I'm a different kind of nerd. I'm a different genre of nerd.
You're a nerd regardless.
I did, however, talk about WandaVision in therapy today.
Really?
So I am on the road. The road.
See, Phil's rubbing off on you.
I think I am rubbing off on her. If she went and talked about WandaVision during therapy,
right? I did. I was talking about the stories that I write and what inspired me to actually write the stories, and WandaVision has a lot to do with that. And so I was explaining to her WandaVision. I was like, "Are you familiar with WandaVision?" And she goes, "No." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to save you. This is the gist of it. Basically, her husband gets killed in the Infinity Wars, and she takes over this town and emulates this life that she imagined they would have together with Leave It to Beaver, Mayberry types of connotations, and she has children. And then at the end of it, basically she's told that she needs to give up on her dream and give in to everybody's reality, and it just kills her. And so I said, well, if somebody can write a whole mini series on Disney Plus and make $100,000 million off of it, I can write a couple of short stories about my similar story. So I just work on I would say my short story, and just how this ties into like history, is a lot of my short stories have a lot to do. It's more like fictional history, if anything. So there's a lot of like history factoids and the things that I talk about that kind of support like my ideas of like certain stories. But I'm really into like looking into like genealogy and censuses, and I love to research like families that lived in houses 100 years ago. What did they do? What drama did they have?
She looked into my parents' house and found a whole bunch of
that house is bad luck.
She found a whole bunch of stuff that was just sad.
But then I also looked into one of the doctors I used to work for. She also lives in San Francisco, and her house was built in like 1898. I looked into her house, and I didn't find a lot of information. Like I found a name. They didn't have any kids. I think the lady had like one eyeball. and and so I didn't really know much, but then the doctor, she sent me a picture of the stuff that they're remodeling it. And so she sent me the picture of the stuff that they found in the wall. And it was a bunch of different stuff, but one of them was like a paint set. And the company is still around today, but like now the paint set's like plastic and this was like metal. So it's like a really old set. And anyway, so then I found all this information. I went to her house and I was telling her all about it. And then she shows me this stuff that they found in the walls, and I open up the paint set and the person's name is scratched on the inside of the paint set. And I go, oh yeah, that's Lily's right there. I don't know how she only painted with one eyeball, but that's what she used.
So when you told your therapist about WandaVision,
Oh yes.
was her next question, what is Infinity Wars?
No. No.
What's WandaVision? What's Infinity War?
No. I think she was familiar with the comic book. I think she's aware of it, but maybe didn't watch the show. But yeah. So
what is your very favorite time period of history to read about?
Oh, that is. So I would say anything. I'm definitely a Civil War to 1970s kind of gal.
Oh, that's a long stretch.
It is. I would say there's definitely more concentrated areas, but I am very into. I will read books that take place like in the Civil War, turn of the century, and I would say of that, anything before that, I'm not super interested in. I guess that's the point. So I like to read a lot of stuff that is that time period. And even then there are certain things that I'm into, more so having specifically to do with California history. I'll go far back as before the Spaniards took over California, and the whole story behind that. And
Sonoma, of course.
Well, Sonoma, Vallejo, and Benicia were all owned by the same Don Californio. I guess there's millions of different names for them, but Dons, Californios, whatever. And there's a lot of I took a California history class, and I think it was the professor just really made it entertaining. So that's why I really like looking into it. And specifically, I'm a little bit biased in the sense of I'm interested in anything related to the Bay Area because I grew up there. And it's something that I can visualize. It's very specific. So I love anything that has to do with the Bay Area. And I mostly love memoirs. I'm weird in the sense of I like reading about people's day-to-day lives. I mean, I'm also into drama and all that kind of stuff too, but I read this book. It's called what's it called? It's called Recollection, a memoir of a baby boomer's recollection of the 1950s. And what I like about history is that there's things that for instance, in that book, it talks about, okay, so when you write an email, you know how it says the CC and the BCC?
Yes.
You guys know what CC stands for?
Carbon copy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know that. And even if I did, I wouldn't have tied it back to the old carbon copy papers. So when they switched over to email, they kept the same concept and just transferred it to to email. So it's one of those things of where did this come from and how did it come to be? So I like stuff like that. And then things the supermarket and refrigeration. So back in the 40s and 50s, you had the Eggman, you had the milkman, and the bread man. That's because there weren't these supermarkets that were open all hours of the day for you to go and just buy these things like we do now. These were things that went bad that you couldn't go to a store and pick up. So you had a person that would come around and deliver it to you. And so I just I like that kind of stuff, just kind of how things have evolved. So I really like that book. And then when I let my mom borrow my Kindle and she read it, I was like, oh, how did you like that book? And she's like, I don't know. She's like, I just spent however many hours reading about my childhood. I don't know. I just like that kind of stuff. It's like
Mhm.
quaint, homey stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a huge history buff myself, and in August I'm planning a trip to Little Bighorn,
Okay.
the last battle of
Is
General
that in,
Custer.
that's in the Dakotas, right?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
Montana, Dakotas, near the Black Hills.
Yeah.
But I'm excited because I've been wanting to go there for a long time, and I'm able to finally go there. I've been to Gettysburg, which is probably one of the most amazing places you can ever visit in the United States,
Okay.
because you can feel the tension on the battlefield, even though it happened so long ago. You
Right.
Yeah.
can still feel it, and you see a sign there that says this is where this is the exact location where General such and such fell and died.
It's hollow
Right.
ground, and they say that there's still blood soaked in that ground.
Wow.
Yeah, it's an amazing place to visit, and for history for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I've read in different books that I've read. It talks about it has gone into detail about not detail. It's mostly about like not necessarily like what was going on at Gettysburg, but more so like what was going on at home during Gettysburg and like waiting
Right.
to like hear back about like if people had made it through or not and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Sean Fraser has a comment about the Donner Party, and it was funny because when we were coming back from Powerhouse Comic-Con, we stopped at the historical site for the Donner Party. I actually picked up a deck of cards there while I was there.
Okay.
But they have this giant monument to the Donner Party, and I'm kind of thinking to myself, why are you putting up this huge monument for stupidity? You know what I mean? I mean, the thing about they were really stupid. They didn't have to go
Yeah.
up in the
Right.
Sierras, but they were so greedy that
Right.
they decided to go, and then they end up beating each other. And Marina had said, well, maybe they're not like celebrating what they did. You know what I mean? But it's just a historical event. And but yeah, I mean, hey, I'll tell you what, if I was there and the Donner Party wanted to go up to the Sierra, I said, I'm going to sit in Reno and gamble and drink until spring comes, because I'm not
Yeah,
I'm not
that
doing the
stupid.
Sierras. I'll hang out in the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights and Bonanza before I go heading up there.
Oh my god, really, really funny story that makes me look dumb, but it's kind of funny. So, I was going up like a while back. This is a story about my mom. So a while back, I was going up to Tahoe, and I actually, believe it or not, grew up watching Bonanza because it was like one of my dad's like favorite shows, and anything at the time, like anything my dad liked, I loved. So I loved Bonanza, and it was like one of the things that I could actually sit and watch with my grandpa. And so anyway, so I was going up to Tahoe. This is like maybe like 10 years ago. I was going up to Tahoe, and my mom goes, "Oh man, I would love to," because my mom used to work up in Tahoe for a little bit. She's like, "Oh man, I would love to go up to Tahoe one day." And she was, "I used to live up there." I was like, "You used to live up there?" And she's like, "Yeah, I lived on she's like, "I lived on Ponderosa." I said, "You lived on the Ponderosa?" And she goes, "No, I lived on Ponderosa Street." And I was like, "Oh, I thought you were telling me you lived on the freaking Ponderosa." I was gonna lose my mind.
It's like the place that it's based on, Mom. You work there?
But you can go to the Ponderosa Ranch that they have there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was housing development now.
Yeah, no, they still have the old buildings and everything there. So
Oh,
eventually, I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, my dad's not around anymore, but he always wanted to go up to he always wanted to take me up to Fallen Leaf Lake, which is where a lot of the show was, I guess, taped, or a lot of the scenes from the show was taped. So I'll have to look into that, and we might have to go up and check out Fallen Leaf Lake and what is left of the Ponderosa.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, so when you guys heard me freak out earlier when I said when I heard Sean Fraser, Sean Fraser is a buddy of mine from high school that I haven't talked to since high school.
You don't have any friends.
So I was just like, when I heard Sean Fraser, I was like, Sean Fraser? He used to play Halo at his house. They have Halo tournaments at his house.
Wow.
It's the kind of nerd I am. But no, hey, shout outs to Sean Fraser.
Before they had online play, right?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
before online play was a thing. We would have LAN parties. We would bring a bunch of Xboxes over to his house and then have LAN parties.
Philippe had to explain to me what a LAN party was a while back ago. I didn't quite understand what that meant.
But it's great with technology now. You don't have to leave your house, and all your friends can be playing with you. It's great.
Exactly.
I used to do a lot of the online play with the NHL hockey. And you want to talk about someone who would get on that Xbox and do absolutely nothing except play that game. I had to seriously stop because it was becoming to the point where I'm just playing hockey. That's it, you know. Yeah. So it could be a problem though if you get too much into it.
All right, there it is. It's done.
We need a Thor's hammer cake at the wedding.
That'd be dope.
We'll have to call Linda.
Check that out right there. So there's a little mini Thor.
Okay.
You guys see everything?
I need to move the banner.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's turn the banner off real quick.
I don't know how to turn it off though.
So is that Jane's hammer or Thor's hammer?
I guess now it's Jane's hammer, but I mean in the comic books it's Jane's hammers now. So I mean, she is because she is the mighty Thor.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go drink.
Okay, so that's that. Actually, Jackie, before you leave, I need you to do me a huge favor.
What?
In the closet right here.
Yeah.
Can you pop that open on the top shelf? Can you grab me the Iron Man and the Miles Morales that's up there?
Okay.
We're gonna keep this rolling, and I'm gonna build an Iron Man sketchbook, is what it's called. Top left.
How many things do you have there that you have not built yet?
Oh, there's a lot.
Okay. Next question is, when you build it, what do you do with it?
They're displayed around the.
Oh yeah, they're displayed.
office.
If I could show you guys here, I would.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
It's the other side of the camera here. But I mean, I have shelves of this stuff. And then it's starting to bleed over into the living room now. All right, so this is what we got right here. We've got a Iron Man sketch and a Miles Morales sketch. I think what I'm gonna do here is just
Miles first.
Are we saying Miles Morales?
Yes.
All right, because I was gonna say I was gonna let the chat choose which one they want me to build.
Yeah, I would say Iron Man, to tell you the truth.
Okay, so that's one each.
I'm a old school classic Marvel fan. I don't know too much about the new stuff. I know that sounds bad for someone who does conventions, but I really like the older stuff. I mean, Jack Kirby, my first love, obviously.
I mean, we all love Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's kind of like why I've been gravitating towards Taika Waititi's takes on on Thor, is because they heavily lean into Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
Like the colors and the artwork and just everything they do has all been like straight up Jack Kirby.
Right.
So I've got 2 for Iron Man, 1 for Miles Morales.
Come on,
Let me know what you guys want me to build, guys. Oh, okay. He's saying, okay. Tyler's right. Let's do this so you guys can actually see it. So if you see behind me here, hold on one second. I'm going to make this big and then.
But you've done much more Legos than that, right?
Oh, yeah. Now, like I said,
Yeah.
some of them are in my living room too. And then also like I have, it's a little bit harder to see, but let me switch the cameras again. So if I point the camera up, move the mic again. Hold on. So up here, like I've got Baby Yoda over there. There's a probe droid. I've got 2 Imperial shuttles up there. The ship on the top up there.
Wow.
That took like almost a month to build.
It's not Lego.
It's not Lego, but it's fine. And then of course all the stuff that we have in the living room, which the Ghostbusters.
The camera's falling.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So, the Ghostbuster mobiles out there. We have the Nintendo with the TV that's out there. I have a Fender that's out there, like a Fender Strat.
It's falling again.
Come on.
So what are you going to do with that hammer? Where are you putting that thing?
I have no idea where it's going.
We need to get you some display cases.
I know.
For the living room.
Yeah.
Because we have that. We have that out there, Fender Strat.
It's his house. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, the new Batmobile is actually right next to, because we have the Tumbler and the new Batmobile over here. And then the 66 Batmobile was out in the living room. Yeah.
It's between the 2 Batman.
The 2 Batman heads are out there.
And actually, I am going to take some of the Star Wars ones to work. Because I have the Stormtrooper head.
Oh, did you take the Stormtrooper head with you?
It's at work on my shelf. And everybody comes in and they go, "Are you into Legos?" And I go, "Nope." I go, "Well, to an extent, yes." I said, "But my fiance puts these together."
You're just trying to make more room in the house, so you're spreading it out.
We have room. I mean, we don't have a ginormous house or anything. We have room. It's just a matter of putting things in a place that makes sense.
So, not very many people are saying anything, but so far we've got 3 for Iron Man. So I think I'm going to build Iron Man.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yay, Jonathan is done. What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think maybe he's naming the hammer Jonathan.
Mm.
But yeah, we're gonna do the Iron Man.
Do we want to get started on the bracket?
The bracket, yes. That was gonna be the next thing I was gonna suggest. So
do you have a pen?
Yes, I do. But you know what's funny, Dave?
Yes.
The last time we did a bracket was
Right.
the last time you were on the show.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And that was a crazy bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a lot of trouble with the Hulk, and
yeah, I know. And the Hulk ended up winning that side. Now we're gonna do the other side.
oh wow.
Yeah. So we haven't done a bracket since then, just because the week after that we went to Mexico, so we weren't able to do a bracket that week, obviously. And then the next week after that, Jackie was sick, didn't want to be on the show. Last week,
No, I wasn't sick. I was in a bad mood.
Oh.
I was in a bad mood and I was on the show, but I was not participating, and it didn't really matter because who did you have on?
But,
Yeah.
Hold on, let's look at the last couple shows here.
yeah.
You
I know-
had on somebody they were talking about something really interesting. And I can't
Yeah,
remember
well,
what it
because
was.
last week we didn't end up doing the bracket at all because
that was the
conversation-
first week. I think that was the first week back from Mexico.
No, because Chris Palmer was last week,
Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't matter, but
Mhm.
yeah, I was like,
and then Tim Donaldson was the week before that.
maybe it was Tim Donaldson.
Because I think Tim Donaldson, you weren't feeling good,
Oh yeah, we had COVID, and then
and then the one that you
And then I was sick.
that, like you were ready to do the bracket last week, but we ended up talking with Chris so long that we
Yeah.
didn't end up doing it. So
Yeah.
it's been like almost it's been a month since we've been able to do a bracket for various reasons, and the
Wow.
last time we did a bracket was when you were on the show.
Wow.
Right. yeah.
Well, I think I think it's already scheduled, right? Everything that I'm doing this year is scheduled, and I think it's the show after California Republic Comic-Con. That Monday, I'm driving back home, and then I'm doing the podcast. So I have to make sure I drive home and make it home to do the podcast.
Right.
So it's like, boom, as soon as I get home, podcast.
Right. Because then we're promoting Anna Medford right after that.
Right. Because California Republic Comic-Con is actually on a Sunday.
Right.
It's our only event that's on a Sunday this year.
Which is good for me because I don't have to call in or I don't have to get the day off for work.
And it has our biggest guest of the year as well. So it'll be very interesting.
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting him. I've never met him. So, it'll be fun.
Right.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Right.
hopefully everything's good.
Did I already mention I bought like 11 Hercules Funko Pops?
Yeah.
I mentioned that. Yeah, I think all on Amazon, because it's like Prime delivery.
Right.
I think I don't shop for anything now in stores except for food.
I don't even do that most of the time.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I do all my food shopping on Prime.
We've been
Or
increasingly
Amazon Fresh.
buying stuff more on like online and doing delivery. Like we started doing what's the app? Jack? Instacart.
When we had COVID.
Hmm.
I don't know. I like going to the grocery store. My
Yeah,
thing
I don't
is
mind.
almost done.
It's good to go to the grocery store because you'll come across something. You'll be like, you know what? I really like those and I'm going to pick them up. And if you bought them online, you probably wouldn't have picked them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes that's a
Like-
good thing though, because sometimes you're gonna you
You-
walk by the aisle and you're like, I'm gonna grab this crap that I shouldn't be buying.
Yeah. And it's like one thing that's never on the list, but always makes it back home is Nutter Butters. For some reason, if I pass by the Nutter Butters, I always bring them home.
I just got one of those little snack packs of Nutter Butters the other day.
Yeah.
Which ones did you get? Which type? The peanut shaped one or the Jesus peanut butter ones?
The Jesus peanut butter one.
Well, yeah, because
You didn't share it with me.
It was only like a little 4-pack, and I got it when I was on the road.
because the wafers,
Mhm.
the Nutter Butter wafers. They
Are you talking
remind
about the ones
me-
that like have the whipped?
Yeah, so I'm Catholic, so we have communion, right?
Right.
So the material used from Nutter Butter for the wafers, I can't believe I'm telling this story. I've never told this to anybody. Remind me of the communion. So it's like peanut butter in the communion wafer. It's really delicious. So once I pass those, I have to buy them every single time.
I've always
Okay.
wondered what that tastes like. Now I need to go buy Nutter Butters because I'm not Catholic, so I have no idea what those things
I-
taste.
yeah.
I am Catholic, and it's
Yeah,
like
so am I.
I don't see the connection, like the taste at least. Like I don't taste the connection between those.
I will be the judge. I will be.
You will be the judge, being somebody who has never had the cracker of Christ.
If this,
Yeah, and
if
now I'll
this
be.
guy- if this guy says it tastes like that, then I'm taking his word for it.
I just hope God has a sense of humor because I'm in trouble if it's not.
Well, when Elijah was being mocked, he got mauled by, or the 3 youths that were mocking him got mauled by a bear. So,
And that can happen with me anytime.
Oh yeah. No, you know where that joke's from, right? The cracker of Christ.
yes.
What's it from?
Probably Family Guy right now.
No, Dane Cook.
Yeah.
Dane Cook's got a joke where he talks about growing up Catholic, and it's like all of a sudden it's just snack time in the middle of church, and the priest just looks down at his watch and goes, "It's snack time. I brought yums."
That's awful.
It's so bad.
That is bad.
And then he says,
Even I'm offended.
and then he goes, he talks about how like being a young Catholic boy, like being an altar boy and whatnot. He's like, I always want to like steal that from the priest and like put milk in it and just like make a cereal out of it.
Mm.
Call it like Christ checks.
All right, I guess it's
wake up the holy way with Christ checks.
guess it's time to move on to the bracket.
I'll
before
be doing extra prayers tonight thanks to this podcast.
It is
Right.
it is okay. You guys aren't going to hell. I am.
All right,
I was gonna say, you see that Seinfeld episode with Putty? You ever see that
Yes.
one?
Yes.
well, which one? The one with the devil where he scares the priest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Yeah.
I've watched Seinfeld like I don't.
She has watched that show.
It's like a comfort show
religiously.
for me.
It
I don't know why.
It is. We did Seinfeld trivia last night.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! Why
wow.
didn't I get invited? I would have went.
Because it was in freaking Idaho. That's why.
I would have went and won.
Seinfeld is like you can watch every single season and binge it, and then once it's over, you can watch it again.
That's
That's
exactly
literally
what
she
I
does.
do. Literally what I
That
do.
is literally what she does.
It's a great show. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean, the show in itself, it's good, but for me, I like to be a fly on the wall, and so it almost like gives the illusion of like hanging out with friends, but not having to participate.
And that's the best way to do it.
I think so. I think
Here's
so.
one trivia question I remember, and I'll ask you. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
In the Seinfeld show, during filming of the show with a live audience, what character, when they introduced him on the show, every show, when he first made the appearance, did they have to calm the audience down not to cheer so loud? Which character was that?
Okay.
I have a guess. I'm probably wrong. I'm 90%.
Yeah,
100%
if you listen to the live shows, like you can know who it is. If you really.
I'm 100% wrong.
No,
It's just because it's
I
the dude
have-
I would cheer for.
I have a clarifying question,
Uh-huh.
and maybe it's because I didn't listen to the question good enough. Is it a like a regular character, or like
It's
they came on
Yeah, it's one of the four.
Yeah.
one of
Oh,
the
okay.
four? Oh, okay.
I definitely was wrong then.
Who got the most cheers from the audience when they would enter the episode?
Was it? It couldn't. Michael Richards.
Yep, Kramer.
Yeah.
That was going to be my
Yeah.
guess if it was a mainstream. I was like,
Okay.
oh, maybe it's Michael Richards.
And if you watch the episodes when they had the live audiences, even though they tried calming the audience down, he still got the biggest cheers when he would enter the scene.
Philippe.
He was easily the fan favorite for the
Philippe.
entire show. What's up?
Yeah.
Do you think that Kramer,
Yes.
Cosmo Kramer, is the wolf man? Is the wolf? Do you think he is the wolf?
Cosmo Kramer is definitely the wolf.
Cosmo Kramer is the wolf.
You know what's funny is that's definitely something he would say.
Did you tell anybody about
I
that?
have not told people the story of what happened today.
So Philippe and I went to downtown, midtown, whatever you want to call it, this morning to get our marriage license.
Mhm.
And Philippe also had a doctor's appointment. So he dropped himself off at Kaiser, and then I picked him up, and then we went and got the marriage license. And so I pick him up this morning. He goes, "Man, there's some crazy dude on the corner," and he was saying, what did he say?
He said he was just standing there and he was like ninja kicking and like like throwing his blanket on the ground, and then all of a sudden he looks up and he goes, "If I'm not the wolf, then who am I?" And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I out of context posted that on my Facebook today. And I've had a lot of people commenting like, does it mean this? Does it mean this? And it's like, I'm not going to tell you guys what it means because it's funnier that way.
When Kramer when Kramer was there, you knew it was going to be interesting.
Right.
Everybody wants a show that's interesting, and you knew you were going to have fun with Kramer. That's the other thing, is you knew that he was going to get you into trouble, but you knew you were going to have fun. He's that fun friend.
See, Kramer, I always notice, and it's like something that I just always pick up when it comes to his character, is he is so freaking clumsy. And like he trips over everything, but when he trips over something, it is the most overly dramatic trip ever. And it's funny. Like just everything he does is like he trips, but it's not just like, oh, let me catch myself. It's like, oh, let me fall through this box and down the stairs kind of trip.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where Jerry was dating a girl that likes a hairless chest, and Jerry wanted help from Kramer to shave the chest all the time, and Kramer's all, you don't want to do that because you'll end up like me, and he rips open his shirt and all the hair and everything.
He's all hairy, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the one where it starts to grow back and then he starts itching it, and then the end of the episode is him like howling at the moon because he's like turned into a werewolf.
Yep, that's right.
And he was honest. There's also that one episode where George was dating that girl who had like I don't know. I mean, I don't think like they obviously had a prosthetic nose on her to make her not look attractive, even though she's still attractive, even though you could tell the nose was fake. And he walks in and they're in the middle of this conversation about whether or not she should get plastic surgery, and he goes, yeah, you look fine, you just need a nose job.
I think still one of my favorite episodes is the baseball player. Which one was it? What was his name?
Hernandez.
Yeah. And like they
from the Yankees.
The one where the Mets. Where like they do like the whole JFK thing.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I was thinking that's right. That must have been when that Kevin Costner JFK movie came out. It had to have been. Yeah. I think they were mocking that
because they had it was the entire thing was just like, you know, like he spit on us. And then you find out that he didn't spit on them at all, and like when he tells the story at the end, they're like, oh, that did happen.
Well, I think
which, by the way, my guess for who got the biggest applause before I knew it was one of the main four would have been Newman.
Oh gosh,
I love Newman. I don't care.
Oh, Newman.
I was gonna say something.
Do you know what Newman's first name is?
I don't know what Newman's first name is. I'm not as big a fan as Jackie is. I watch the show, but
hold on, let me go through the alphabet really quick.
That's how Jackie remembers things. It's actually ingenious.
It's a trick question.
Is his name Newman?
It probably is.
He never had a first name. It was always just Newman.
He didn't. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, usually when I can't remember something, if I go through the alphabet, I'll usually get it, but I probably wouldn't have got it on that. But it's usually worth a try. Anyway. Yeah, I like Seinfeld. I like Golden Girls. Those are I would say my comfort shows, but at least with Seinfeld I can actually sit and like watch that. Mm-hmm. I can also sit and watch Golden Girls too, but it's definitely more of like a nighttime show for me for some reason. Okay, bracket time. Are we gonna do this bracket?
Let's do it.
We got 30 minutes.
Let's do it.
So how did you guys do this last time? Did you do it by genre, or did you just go? How did you do it?
I think
did you finish a genre before you went to the next, or did you just go down the line?
No, we finished a genre, so we did genre by genre.
Okay.
And then I believe the stipulation was who would win in a fight.
Okay, so that's the objective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who would win in the fight? I will. So James doesn't get upset when he does the replay of the replay.
He needs a recap of the recap.
Looks like when we did the left side of the bracket, I'm not going to do the, okay. So I'm going to say that it was Captain America versus Ant-Man. Captain America won that one. Then Vision versus Hulk. Hulk won that one. Thor versus Nebula. Thor won that one. Scarlet Witch versus Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange won that one. I'm offended.
Yeah, but I mean, ultimately, the reason they chose Doctor Strange was because he won in the movie.
Okay, well,
he won in the comic books as well.
He also won in the comics too, but I mean,
then it got down to Hulk and Doctor Strange, and Hulk came out victorious on that one. Mm-hmm. Now moving to the right side of the bracket, we're starting off with the jeans category. Did you guys keep the names of the genres?
Yes.
Okay. So we're starting off with the jeans category. First up, we have Captain Marvel and Korg.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me who Korg is.
He's the big rock guy from Ragnarok.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So who would win in a fight? Captain Marvel, or Korg?
Captain Marvel.
I was gonna say I love Korg.
Danver, Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Korg is easily one of my favorite characters in the MCU, but I mean, going up against Danvers, she is easily one of the strongest characters in all of the MCU outside of Scarlet Witch herself. So I would probably go Danvers on this.
Go what?
Carol Danvers.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
All right. What do you think, Greg?
Captain Marvel.
How are we looking in the chat?
We have 2 for Captain Marvel.
Looks like a slam dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and have to go with you guys. Captain Marvel. I don't see how a thing of rocks is gonna beat Captain Marvel.
Is that the first time it's been unanimous on a?
It might be.
No, I think we've had other.
Oh, there goes my mom with a Captain Marvel. All right, we're just gonna say that Captain Marvel won that one. All right, next
I'm
up.
Colt. This is Meeks.
Okay, now I know. Now, okay, that's who I thought it was.
Yeah.
We're gonna steal the ship. You want to come?
Next up, we have Gamora versus Star-Lord. Gamora versus Star-Lord.
Well, technically, this fight has happened,
Yeah.
And Gamora won.
and Gamora beat his ass. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I would probably go Gamora, especially given that Star-Lord is a cunning fighter, but Gamora's a trained assassin.
Okay.
So I would go Gamora all the way.
Same.
I'm gonna go Star-Lord because he always sweet talks her. So
He does.
Good point.
He does, but I mean, for the most part, again, when they first met, he couldn't sweet talk her through anything. Like he tried, but she kept like part of it is because she didn't understand anything he was saying. Because like he made a lot of references that just didn't make sense to her.
All right. So right now we have 5 for Gamora and 1 for Star-Lord. Going once, going twice.
So
Gamora is sold for 5 votes. All right. Next up we have, this is an interesting combo. Next up we have Spider-Man versus Rocket.
Oh,
Spider-Man versus Rocket Raccoon. Ultimately, I go Spider-Man. I think Rocket Raccoon is a beast in his own kind of accord, and like, I mean, there's a chance that he could beat Spider-Man in a lot of things, but I think ultimately Spider-Man wins that.
Okay.
in personality, Rocket Raccoon wins.
Oh yeah,
No, for sure.
But in a fight, I had to go Spider-Man. You have to go with a classic,
Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
Same Spider-Man.
I'm just gonna go with you guys.
Wow, it's slam dunks tonight.
Yeah.
All right, then we also have in the chat. Oh, Thomas Wong is in the house.
Thomas Wong, you getting a hat? I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, by the way, and I'm not going to officially announce what he's working on, but he is working on kind of a side project right now. When they get announced, guys, hopefully they look as badass as they as they sound from what he's been telling me. But
He said he would like a hat.
yes,
$19.99 on the website. You can pick it up now.
they're more expensive than that.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
They're $35.
Wow, that's like a MLB cap.
They're stitched, so they're not. Yeah, these are actually stitched. Hold on.
Nice. Look at
You see
that. Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
They come in two different colors, so they do come in gray and black. My gray hat's actually in the living room right now. They come in gray and black. They're $35 each, or if you get multiple hats, so like say if you get a gray and a black, then they're $30 each.
They are not
No,
fitted.
they're
They're snapbacks.
snapbacks.
Yeah, they're snapbacks.
We're in our 20s, so
I mean, it makes it easier for them to be snapbacks because fitted hats, we would have to have way more inventory and
So
way
many.
more expensive. So we did snapbacks because then they're universal.
I know Buddy was very popular with the snapbacks. He really needed that because his through the years his head would grow bigger, so he'd always have to adjust it.
Yeah.
I love Buddy. Anyways, I just wanted to give him a nudge.
Is this
by all means.
which Buddy is this?
Buddy.
Buddy. Oh,
Yeah.
Buddy. I was like, wait, is this somebody I don't know?
No, Buddy. Like,
Got it.
Because he
His
needed
button-
a bigger hat, so he needed to adjust it, because his head would get big, so it's,
Yeah.
it's a bad joke when I have to explain it. Sorry.
No, I get it. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call it with Spider-Man. We did have 4 in the chat, and then us on the screen did go ahead and go with Spider-Man. And Rocket didn't even get no votes.
Wow.
No votes.
I'd like to go drinking with Rocket, but not Spider-Man.
I absolutely would go drinking with Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up, we have Black Panther versus Groot. Black Panther versus Groot.
Again, I love Groot. And as a character and just kind of with the way he is,
That's
he
funny.
is pretty badass.
Thomas Wong said Spider-Man would be underage, and I thought about saying that actually.
Spider-Man, he would be.
That's true.
But yeah, no. I love Groot, but
Yeah, T'Challa is
T'Challa's a badass. So
Yeah.
I don't see Groot beating T'Challa.
Nope.
Okay. Let's see. What about you, Dave?
If it's original Black Panther, yes. If it's not original Black Panther, no. So it depends on which Black Panther it was.
Well, it's MCU, so it's
So it'd be the original Black Panther, the Chadwick, right? So he would beat Groot. Yes.
Okay. I love Groot so much. I'm gonna vote for Groot. It's not gonna win, but I'm voting for him. I'm going down with the ship.
Again, Groot's a great character. I love Groot as a character. He's not going to beat T'Challa. T'Challa's going to tear his ass down.
I'm going down with the ship. I'm okay with that. All right. I'm gonna go at that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the chat for Black Panther, 1 for Groot. I'm gonna go ahead and call Black Panther. Can't understand Groot. I didn't that Groot as an elective in high school.
What?
I didn't.
I'm not understanding.
I can normally decipher these things, but I will need a clarification on that one, Thomas.
Thomas, you're Wong.
Oh, that is the pun of the century right there.
All right. So to in the spirit of finishing out the jeans genre, we are going to go ahead and do Captain Marvel versus Gamora. Now we have 2 females, right?
Mhm.
Captain Marvel is female, right?
Yes.
Always a female. I mean, I know she's a female, but like, is she always a female?
The current iteration, Carol Danvers, she is. I mean, technically Marvel was male, but
Okay.
they also did retcon that in the MCU, and Marvel was female in the MCU.
Got it. Okay. So we're going to do Captain Marvel versus Gamora. What do you think, Philippe?
Captain Marvel for sure.
Okay.
The only reason is because Captain Marvel is one of those OP, like just she is a complete OP character.
What does that mean?
Overpowered.
Got it. Why? What do you think would be Gamora's weakness?
Star-Lord.
Against Captain Marvel.
Like her overall weakness against Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
It's mostly it's just, I mean, yes, Gamora is the daughter of Thanos, but it's more so that Captain Marvel, like Thanos literally had to rain fire from the sky when Captain Marvel showed up. It was just like I'm willing to kill everybody because she's so strong.
Mm.
Like I can't deal with her.
Okay.
So I mean, like, you know, she's the only one. And then, I mean, technically, Scarlet Witch was like beating his ass too, and he didn't expect that. But
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Overall, he or she, Captain Marvel was like, you know, she's one of the strongest characters in the MCU, and I mean, also technically in the comics, she's also one of the strongest characters. So,
Okay. Dave, did you put your vote in yet?
Definitely for sure be Captain Marvel.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Greg?
Same. Captain Marvel.
Like basically, Captain Marvel as of right now is unmatched until we get Adam Warlock, which we know Adam Warlock is coming. So,
Is that Black Adam?
no, that's a whole different character.
Oh, okay.
DC.
DC.
Oh, that's right. Okay. That's right. Sorry. I was testing you guys to see if you were. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go it with Captain Marvel as well. I'm going to follow you guys. So we're going to go ahead and say Captain Marvel won that one. And then Spider-Man versus Black Panther.
Ooh, that's a nasty fight right there.
Is that even a fight?
It is, because Spider-Man is an extremely strong character, but Black Panther is just kind of I mean, they fought each other in Civil War, didn't they? Or were they on the same side?
They're on the same side.
They were on the same side?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so both of them are enhanced characters, right? Like they're both like they both have like enhanced strength.
That's why they're in the genes category.
Right. I don't know. It really comes down to like who's the more clever fighter. Because Peter's a pretty clever person, and he usually gets out of like the majority of the stuff that he gets in. But T'Challa is a tactician. You know, like he's not only the king of Wakanda and the Black Panther, but he's also like, you know, he's a war general.
Yeah.
So I think overall I go T'Challa on this.
Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Greg?
I'm gonna go Black Panther.
Okay. And
What do you think, Dave?
Well, I think the biggest issue or threat in the fight is Spider-Man's speed and reflexes and the Spidey sense.
Yeah.
Black Panther absolutely has no counter or answer for Spider-Man's superior speed, and there's no way he can beat him.
Because like I'll give you that. His Peter's reflexes are ridiculous.
And then you got the webs too. I mean, I don't know. Spider-Man is just way too fast for Black Panther, and the reflexes are just too fast.
okay.
I mean, Spider-Man would hit him before he even knew he got hit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you ever get punched in the nose and then you didn't realize it till after the punch.
Yes.
It would be that type of thing.
Mm.
And don't forget, Spider-Man did fight Superman. And
Oh, in the Amalgus comic.
yeah.
There's this comic line that DC and Marvel did, and what was it, like the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah.
It was called Amalgus, and basically they did like fights. Like that's also they did the Hulk versus Superman too, and like Superman somehow won that one.
Awesome.
And Dark Tiger 1, Spider-Man beat Black Panther in that. So
All right. Well, if I wanted to make things difficult, I could vote Spider-Man, which I think I will. Just to make this a fair fight. So it's 4 for Black Panther, 4 for Spider-Man. Who wants to be the tiebreaker? Somebody in the chat. Mom. Got 9 people in the chat. Somebody be the tiebreaker. Somebody. Tyler, get your dad to vote. All right, we can't move on till we have a tiebreaker, people.
My cat just.
There goes my mom with the clutch. Spider-Man wins that one.
What a close match! Wow.
Yes.
It
We almost
really
had a
came down-
We almost had a Padme there.
Oh yeah, we almost had a Padme situation there.
All right, now. Oh, see, and Jim voted Spider, so Spider won that one.
Mhm.
All right, now we're down to the final two for Jeans, which is going to be Captain Marvel versus Spider-Man.
Oh,
Hate to say it, but Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, yeah.
I say I hate to say it because I would probably prefer Spider-Man to move on the next round.
Yeah.
But Captain Marvel is just, again, she's too OP of a character.
What's that mean again?
Overpowered.
Overpowered.
All right. So Greg, I heard you say Captain.
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Dave?
Well, I'm gonna say Spider-Man.
Okay.
even though Captain Marvel is like Ocean Pacific, like Philippe does. But I think Spider-Man is more intelligent than she is, and I think he would use his best attributes to beat her. He would trick her or something. He would find a way.
Thing is, Civil War II, it didn't happen. In Civil War II, he just fucking wrecked. She wrecked him.
That's because Dave wasn't directing it and writing it. You need a rewrite.
Yeah.
That's really where I go and like, okay, well, where have they fought before? And it's like, yeah. Civil War II, she wrecked him.
Destroys him, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, so right now I have 4 for Captain Marvel and 2 for Spider-Man. I have not voted yet. Okay, so we are down to the final 2 on Jeans. We have Captain Marvel versus Spider-Man. Right now we have 4 for Captain Marvel and 2 for Spider-Man. Any more in the chat? Go ahead and get yours in. I still need to make my decision.
And plus, Spider-Man is the most stubborn of the two. So stubbornness goes a long way.
True.
I feel like I would need to know more about the comic on both of those to make a decision.
The thing is that, again, we're talking like, Danvers has superior tactics.
Uh-huh.
She has defeated people who are way, way stronger than anything that Spider-Man's ever seen.
Tyler said Captain Marvel said, "Hey, Peter Parker, LOL." I don't get it.
But can't Spider-Man he can use what's it called? Genjutsu?
Jujitsu?
He can use to stop time or whatever and then just kill her?
I mean, it depends on what version, but I mean, again, in the MCU, he doesn't have that at all.
I see.
You also have to think of the MCU limitations of the characters, right? And at the moment, Danvers is super OP.
All right, let's see. Right now we have 4 for Captain Marvel and 3 for Spider-Man.
Because I was gonna say, the joke in the MCU, they always bring up that who's the strongest Avenger, Thor or the Hulk. And technically the strongest Avenger is Carol Danvers.
Is that Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's so strong about her?
They haven't really explained why she's so strong, but it's because she has like Kree augmentations and.
Is it like brute force power though?
Yeah, like she is physically stronger than everybody on the MCU roster.
So I mean, if you really want to overthink it, which is like one of my hidden talents, he could trick her into using her super brute strength power against herself.
Right.
Right.
The thing is Danvers. I mean, yeah, I would say that Peter is smarter than her in a lot of ways, but Danvers is not an idiot though. Like, a lot of times she's going to pick up on a lot of that stuff.
I'm cool with Spider-Man. I'll go with Spider-Man on this one, man.
Spider-Man's reflexes, yep.
I'm sold.
And
All
plus,
right,
he can use those webs to tie her arms together and put webs on her mouth and close her mouth. I mean, he can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Jim said Spider-Man, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this before anybody can ruin it. Gonna go ahead and say Spider-Man won that one for Gene. So Spider-Man reigns supreme for Gene's. All right. Let's see what is time look. We got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. I guess we can start it. Let's do it.
And I'm almost done here. So I mean, yeah.
Okay. We can start it.
Which one are we starting? The next round.
Guns.
Yeah. This one was weird.
Okay. Oh yeah, this one was the one that we're like
those characters don't make sense in that category, but whatever.
Right.
I told you we could rename it though.
It's fun.
Okay. So for guns, first up we have Iron Man versus Peggy Carter. Iron Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Man wins that easily.
Wait, why?
Peggy Carter is basically just, she's just a spy. Whereas Iron Man is a dude in a titanium suit that you can't stop.
Okay, so I have was it Philippe and Dave for Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
And then Greg, what's your vote?
Iron Man.
Okay. And then I have 1, 2, 3 in the chat for Iron Man. Oh. What is that?
I don't know.
It was my computer. Sorry.
Oh. It's like, dang, are we getting
We're
ready?
getting down.
We're getting jiggy.
We're getting jiggy with it.
All right. I tried to get into Agent Carter because I liked the costumes in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't pay attention enough to follow the storyline.
I mean, Peggy Carter is a good character. She is. She's a really good character. And I mean, I like the concept of her being Captain Britain. Instead of doing the traditional Captain Britain, like a lot of people were waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the question is it just Peggy Carter as Peggy Carter, or is it Peggy Carter as Captain Britain? Because that changes the fight dynamic.
I think because you're the main event of the show, you can have whatever you like as long as you like it. That's what Brenda would say.
Well,
don't microwave your meatballs.
What do you guys think? Like, what would you guys call on this one?
Well, considering that Captain Britain is my number one favorite Marvel superhero next to Captain America, Brian Braddock is the only Captain Britain that exists in my eyes. And he's I'm such a fan. I literally have every one of his comic books, even the ones from England.
Wow.
And so I definitely will not go for what's her name?
For Peggy Carter as Captain Britain.
Yeah.
Right, no way.
Thomas Wan brought up a good point. We can always count on him for that. He said, well, you are talking about guns, right?
Yeah, where's the Punisher?
I don't think he's in this because technically he's not MCU.
He's not MCU,
yeah.
And I mean, and they've said that she's technically not Captain Britain, though, that she is Peggy Carter as she's a different character completely. She's not supposed to.
She's like a mix between Captain America and Captain Britain.
Right. Because they said that she's her own character. She's technically not supposed to be Captain Britain, but basically everybody's been referring to her as Captain Britain anyways.
Right.
And I think that's because they are planning on doing like a legit Captain Britain at some point. Because they have mentioned Brian Braddock. I want to say it was in Endgame. So the scene where he goes back to or was it Endgame? I don't remember which one it was. It's the one I think it was Endgame when they go back in time to and they see Peggy in the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
When he sees her in the bunker for the first time, when he's like freaking out, somebody was able to map out the conversation that she was having, that she was mouthing, and she's talking about how Brian Braddock showed up and then he went missing. So they said that, at some point they are gonna either they're gonna keep it at that small reference, or they are gonna bring in Brian Braddock at some point, which would be cool. I mean, to see the actual Captain Britain.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Iron Man because I'm too tired to
Yes, Iron Man.
Yeah, in that fight. Now that we're getting back to it, in that fight, Iron Man wins for sure.
All right. I think that's where I'm gonna end that one. Then we can finish it next week. What do you got? Do we have any new business, old business, pressing issues? Talk about it in the last 5 minutes.
Well, I'm almost done with this, so that way I can actually talk about some of this stuff.
Okay.
So let me just knock this out. Do you want to do like one more?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, this is unprofessional. I just yawn on here towards the end.
She's so bored with us.
No, it's not that. I just.
Jeez,
I mean,
Jackie, I'm sorry.
it's no different than like any other job, but like
I'm offended.
I work all day and then I come on here and like I start to like lose my steam. Philippe actually has Mondays off, so. Okay, so
Yeah, lucky me.
Next up, this is an interesting matchup. Hawkeye versus Falcon.
Hawkeye versus Falcon.
Hawkeye. Original Hawkeye.
I don't know, man. This is a tough one because Falcon is no slouch in the comics or in the shows and in the movies and all that. And remember, he currently is Captain America, man.
Yeah.
Thomas Wong is counting my yawns. I do. I start to hit a wall at like 8:00 on this show for some reason. And then Cam is doing a plug for Stranger Things 4 Volume 2 comes out this Friday.
Yes.
All right. Let's see here. Get our lives together. 4 times. Oh my gosh, he's counting them. Let's see. It'll be like a drinking game. We can all take a shot when Jackie yawns at 8:00 at night. Philippe, what was your vote?
My vote is. What are we doing again?
Hawkeye versus Falcon.
Hawkeye versus Falcon.
Hawkeye versus Falcon. I think I go Falcon.
Okay. And then Dave, you said Hawkeye, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and then Greg?
Falcon.
Okay. All right. Well, we have 3 in the chat for Hawkeye, 4 including Dave, and then 2 for Falcon, meaning Philippe and Greg. Can I get a little synopsis on the 2? Quick. I just know they're both birds.
Both birds. Both of them are pretty much regular guys.
Okay.
I'm waiting for Budgie Boy.
For Budgie Boy. So they're both pretty much regular guys.
Okay. One's not Gerald Butler. What's the other guy's name?
Not Gerard Butler.
What's his name? I know who it is, but anyway, okay.
But one of them is basically he's like an expert marksman with pretty much anything that he puts in his hand, but mostly with a bow and arrow.
Okay.
The other guy has a super flight suit and is a combat expert, like hand-to-hand combat expert.
Wow.
And basically he can fly, and he has like his jetpack essentially gives him like super strength, because if you really think about it, like
Jeremy
he essentially
Renner.
Jeremy Renner, that's who you're thinking of. He also has Red Hawk, which is a drone that can like essentially shoot missiles.
And does, obviously that guy is superior.
Yeah,
I'm gonna vote for a Falcon.
Like I said, I go Falcon. And guys, Iron Man is done.
Oh, wait a minute here. He's kind of feeding you.
How do you get rid of the banner?
Oh, just click on the banner.
Well, Hawkeye, he can use multiple arrows, and which can eliminate Falcon as well. And
But
he's
again,
there.
Falcon is the current Captain America. So I mean, if we're talking like his current stuff,
But
and
we're
him-
talking no, not current because he's Captain America, but him as Falcon, not Captain America.
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
it's him without the shield because the shield also gives him a huge advantage.
Yeah,
Right now,
'cause-
Hawkeye's winning by 1.
Mm-hmm. Is he a hot guy?
God. Is James in the chat? Somebody just chimed in. Is Dave sponsored? Nice hat. From
Oh,
Distance
thanks.
Nerding. I'm assuming
He's-
that's James.
Yeah, no,
James, yeah.
he's he is rocking the II Arcade hat right now.
Well, you know that every time I don't know, every time I'm on this show, at least there's a big discussion about II Arcade and how it's the greatest console for video games, especially retro games, on the planet. So
Yeah.
James is starting up a whole new topic now on purpose, I think.
It's not.
You know what's cool is I actually so earlier today I went to Staples because I had to get boxes so I can start shipping these hats out. And I ended up talking to this guy specifically because I was wearing a Miles Morales shirt. And he was just like, he saw the shirt and he was like, that's a dope shirt. And I was like, yeah, no. And we got into talking about Miles Morales. And then, that evolved into, well, I have a podcast. And, he was just like really into it and everything like that. And he was like, do you guys talk about video games at all? And I was like, yeah, actually we do. And he goes, do you guys talk about retro gaming? And I got into II Arcade and he had never heard of II Arcade. And I was like showing him and everything like that. Because his whole thing, I was telling him, like, you have these single game cabinets. II Arcade has a crap ton of games on it. And you can, there's free games you can add to it. There are, paid games. And then when I pulled up the website, the first thing that came up was Dead Cell. And he was just like, oh my God, this has Dead Cell on it. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, what else? And I was showing him like Dragon's Lair and Double Dragon and all the different games on there. And he was like freaking out a little bit. Because he was saying he built something that was similar to it. With he did a Raspberry Pi that was like very similar.
Oh, but he can't download any game that he wants, though. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I
he
was telling
doesn't
him
have
about that.
leaderboards and global leaderboards and
Right.
Online playing with your friends. I mean,
I was telling him about doing like tournaments and everything like that too.
right?
Was,
Yeah.
oh, that's super dope.
Yeah. I think the what do they call the CP board? I think is alone just for that's $500. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a very unique system.
Yeah. I was telling him about that, and he was he got super into it. So like I was happy that I was spreading the good word of II Arcade.
The gospel of
the gospel of retro gaming.
Okay, so really quick before you guys move on to your pluggables and such. So next week we're gonna go ahead and finish out the guns bracket. Some things you can look forward to are gonna be Black Widow, War Machine, Nick Fury, and one I cannot pronounce.
What does it look like?
Kanye.
Okoye.
Okoye.
Mm-hmm. She's the general in T'Challa's army.
Okay. Anyway, so those are the ones we'll look forward to next week.
Or technically his royal guard, but yeah.
And we will go through to come to somebody that we'll finish out the guns category, and then everybody will go up against each other. Anyway, okay.
Technically, because we're probably going to end up finishing that next week.
Okay.
Do you have another bracket ready?
No, but I'll figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I should do is I should work on the
I was gonna say
summer
that
bracket.
summer games one we probably need to do. What happened?
What happened, Greg?
Are we doing next week?
Oh, next week is the 4th of July.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually are not having a show
It's canceled
next
this year.
week. 4th of July is canceled this
Yeah,
year.
Independence.
Again?
Yeah, it's canceled. So we're not doing a show next week?
No, so we're not doing a show next week, just mainly because 4th of July weekend, I don't think anybody's actually gonna tune into the show.
Maybe we'll just have me do a show.
I know. Like Monday, I figure people are gonna be out. I think a lot of people are gonna have the day off and be out and everything like that. I'm assuming people aren't gonna tune in. And then it wouldn't make sense to do it the next day, and then we have the download the next day.
Download the next day, yeah.
So I think we're just not gonna have a show next week. But that weekend is Meadowlark Comic-Con. So if you're in
That's
the
exciting.
Oregon area,
And even if you're not,
I was gonna say, or if you can make it to the Oregon area, get yourself there.
Almost 20 hours.
Exactly. Drive there. Do it.
if you have to walk,
Wow.
Definitely walk.
look, if they could walk from Guatemala to the Texas border, you can walk from Colorado to Oregon.
All you have to learn.
It may take me like 2 years, but
No, you'll be fine. You just have to find La Pastilla and you'll be fine.
Otra cerveza, por favor. ¿A dónde está la biblioteca?
Okay.
Okay. So next week we're not going to have a show, but the week after that we are having Andrea Miller on. If you guys are
that's
unfamiliar with
exciting.
Andrea Miller is another Jawa. She played a Jawa in Star Wars, in the original Star Wars, and she is going to be on the show. Also known as the Hot Jawa.
Oh, wait a minute.
As opposed,
Is there photos right here that I need to see?
I know, right?
I think I know what he's talking about, but then also it makes sense because Tim Donaldson is the cool Jawa.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of play on words on there.
Right. So Tim Donaldson is known as the cool Jawa. Andrea Miller is known as the Hot Jawa. And she's going to be on the show. So we look forward to that. That's going to be fun. She's super awesome. I've talked to her a couple times in person, and she's a really cool person. So definitely, that's right. She owns a gym in the Bay Area, so we'll probably talk about that too. She owns a gym in San Francisco, like a little private gym.
Why do all the Jawas live in the Bay Area? That's what I want to know.
You know what's funny is because they were all from Death Valley originally, right? Because they, when they went out there to go and do the reshoots and get the Jawas out there, and they did the reshoots in Death Valley, they went to like a local elementary school and tried to get. They just like got kids because originally in Tunisia, they had little people that were wearing the costumes. So they went to this local local elementary school and just found kids that could fit the costumes.
And then paid them like $25 a day or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe no, it was like $25 a week. I think they got $25 like for the whole shebang.
Right.
Wow. Talk about was it a sweatshop, huh?
Oh yeah.
Breaking child labor laws and all sorts of stuff.
Jeez.
James, actually, because James mentioned if you're on the way from Sacramento to Oregon, we can pick you up. Again, I think we need to have a conversation.
Hope you have gas money.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And snacks.
But we need to talk about we need to talk to Luis Rivera and see if there's a way that he can get up to Sacramento on Friday, the Friday before, and see if maybe he can ride with us.
Okay.
Might be a
James
little
isn't
crammed,
privy to
but
that discussion yet.
yeah, he didn't hear about that. But so that right there, Thomas Wong, I don't know the name of the gym, but I will find out for you.
No, I have a better idea. How about you tune in 2 weeks from now and you can ask her yourself?
Exactly. But yeah, 2 weeks from now we'll have Andrea Miller on. It's going to be a good time. And that is it for that. Of course, this Wednesday, guys, we have the download. Our regular time at 7:00. We've got all kinds of news and everything like that. We're discussing if we're going to be doing any breakdowns, because Obi-Wan did finish, and I think we need to do a review on the Obi-Wan show.
I'm looking forward to my pirated DVD on Etsy.
Thomas Wong said, I can't wait that long. It's probably because he needs a new gym.
Oh.
Find it, Staff Sergeant Early Bird. We will find it for you. That's his nickname. So outside of that, guys, I 100% need everybody's pluggable. So we're gonna start here with Dave. Give me your pluggables, man.
July 9th, Meadowlark Comic-Con in Grants Pass, Oregon at Josephine County Fairgrounds. This is the 4th year. If you've never been out, you have to come out. We have some amazing celebrities that have never been to conventions before. So Brian A. Prince, who was the actual Predator in the Predator film in 2018, and then Catherine Corcoran, who is a horror queen. She's like a queen of horror. And go on Meadowlark Comic-Con website and look at her picture, and you can't argue with me. She's the best looking young lady I've ever seen in a horror film. And so you'll definitely want to meet her. And we'll have Andrew C. Nelson, Darth Vader from Star Wars Special Edition, who is a good friend of the Bay Area, and everyone knows him. But
Friend of the show. I've interviewed him multiple times.
First time in Oregon. I'm the one who said you need to get out of California and do some shows, and he's doing them. And then we have Alan Fernandez, the last of the original Tusken Raiders, and Tusken Raiders are making a big comeback with Boba Fett and everything else. So you're going to want to see Alan Fernandez, and we have artists, and it's going to be a load of fun. It's going to be a great time, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Hell yeah. Squints, give us your pluggables, baby.
All right. So you can catch me on Instagram, Cuts and Chaos Pod.
Have you dropped the episode yet?
What's that?
Have you dropped the episode yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've got a couple things that I'm waiting on to be able to do that.
Hey, Squints, are you going to hang around for the board meeting? I want to tell you about a podcast.
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Yeah, hang around. I want to tell you about one.
Okay.
All right, cool. Jack.
I went private on my Instagram because I'm weirdo like that. But if you want to add me on Instagram, my Instagram is like Lady Jack Blue. I think it's Lady JAX Blue. And you can request to be my friend, and if I recognize you, I will add you. But I had to go private again because it's too weird when you're public. But I mostly post historical things. I post interesting, funny things, mostly recently about our journey to our wedding. But then I reshare a lot of things that I'm into, like the history podcasts and stuff that I listen to and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit over the place, but that's where you can find me.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before I go and give you all of our regular pluggables, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have merch, people. We got merch, people. Guys, we've got new merch. Of course, we got the shirts, $20 for a shirt. If you're local to the Sacramento area, $25 if we got to ship it to you. And then, of course, Distance Nerding hats. Again, I mentioned these are stitched, so they're not just like it's not like a badge or a patch or anything like that. These are actually stitched with the raised lightning bolt in the middle. These guys are going for $35 for each hat, or if you're getting a single hat, or $30 per hat if you get multiple hats. I will ship them out to you. Again, if you're in the Sacramento area, I'll drive them to you myself. But yeah, just let us know if you are interested in the hat. All you got to do is hit us up on social media, your social media of choice, and let us know your for shirts. Let us know your size, and then for hats, just let us know how many you want and what colors. Again, they come in gray and black. And that is the merch right there. Now, of course, guys, you can find us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all at Distance Nerding.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So make sure you subscribe to us and everything like that. Guys, we will see you this Wednesday for the download. Let me bring this back out. And guys, of course, it is now time for the dance party. Grab something around you and start dancing, because here we go. Hold on, what is that? It's got War Machine and Thanos.
Distance Nerding.
See you guys next week.